Warning, if you didn't see yesterday's Parma drama, you should probably watch that first. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage your manager's manager. Really, you got manager's manager?
Dad, just read it.
Dr. Benji FM.
Welcome. Yes, thank you. So, honestly, it's a pleasure to be here, collecting the manager's manager of the year. Thank you so. Honestly, this is a great privilege, I guess. And I will take questions now from the floor. Is it sponsored by Garnier? Is that what we're working with? Okay, fine. Yeah, we'll pop that there. But yeah, I will take questions from the floor. Sure, go ahead.
You stand here today as the champions of Italy. In a word, how do you feel?
In a word, yeah, I feel great. It's been a privilege this year to work with such a good group of players and my staff as well. We shouldn't forget the staff. It's just when you work on a project together this much and you get this sort of reward, and to consider yourself a champion at the end of it, I think that really is something special. I've been lighting candles at the starts of games. Robert's been blowing them out. He's a bloody pest. But yeah, I think overall we've got to be pleased with the season. I think we've done well. Next, can we deal with that? Sorry, Tar. Next question.
So you've won the title, Serie A, complete. You could tick that off the list, you might say. But what's next? What's next for Parma?
Well, the sky, to me at least, sir, the sky is the limit. I think the Champions League is obviously on our radar. I think I've asked the chairman. Actually, I said, can we get World Cup? Maybe is that possible? We can enter that as a sort of our own nation. Parma's, I think, would be called. He said, no, FIFA won't allow that. I went, well, I don't want to get upset. Yeah, come on, that was a laugh, not even a titter. Come on, sir, down the front there. You must like that sort of comedy. Oh, whatever, it doesn't platter. You thought it was done. You thought it was over. It's not over. Seriously, can we sort that out? I will not be asked again. All right, final question. Shoot.
I think it'd be fair to say you couldn't do that funnel down your own. Will you be inquiring there to spot?
I'll certainly be inquiring about a few of those there guys. Yeah, I think that's definitely fair. Bloody no. Sorry. What are you?
Ben, it's me. I am sorry about before. Congratulations.
Sorry about now.
I cannot believe you finally achieved something.
Yeah, well, thanks.
To finally be proud of as manager of Parma. To be honest, I had written you off. Wait a minute though. Credit where it is due.
Sure.
Spal deserve this title, and from next season one shall be supporting him. Goodbye, Ben. I will see you around. I am sure of that.
Security, get rid of her.
Get your hands off me.
And also, whoever's in charge won the bloody intro. Hello there, folks. Welcome back then to another episode of Parma Drama. I thought what we'd do for today's episode would be have a little look at how it all went down. If you didn't see last episode, probably watch it first. I know I've said that once before, but really watch that before you watch anything else. So let's go through some of the top performers, some of the best standout players, maybe for some of the unknowns, some of the players that you thought hadn't had such a good season, but in actual fact had a really good season. So let's start with the most obvious thing, then average rating. By the way, before anyone's like, what? Hang on, transfers? No, next episode. There's always another with Parma Drama, folks. For a short time anyway, there's always going to be another episode every single day. So don't worry, just wait till tomorrow. There'll be another one. And the weekend, there'll be loads of Parma Dramas. Relax. Good? Right. So then, average ratings. Robert sits on top of the table. A 7.6 average rating. Martinez and Monnier not too far behind. Seri, Rubio. Aurier came in and did a fantastic job for me too. Milanovic, Kondogbia, Storaro. A lot of familiar names. Manfredini, not had the best time. Didn't play an awful lot, but didn't do so well. Neri, really not so good. And Carlos Setti, both goalkeepers not doing so well with Jason Derulo in the middle. What a partnership. What a duo. What a triple threat they would be. So yeah, moving on. So making our way towards the goals, there was one standout man this year. Jean Monnier, on loan from Juventus. What a player he has been for me. 30 goals with 7 assists. You've got to applaud it, really. Seri got 13 and 1 after starting only 12 matches. So again, fantastic performance from him this year. Robert, once again, 13 goals, 22 assists. And we'll come to the assist charts now. Gonzalo Martinez with 17, not too far behind. Usually the guy that puts up the numbers. But Robert this year has been an absolutely mesmerising character for me. And I'll tell you now, throughout this video, video where we sort of have a little look back, he features a lot, so you'll see that in a moment. Interceptions, something you might not think about too much, but Milan Milanovic, 35 appearances, 423 interceptions. We'll see how impressive that is when we compare the entire league in a moment. Tackle percentage ratio, as in tackles won, Rubio on top of it, as you'd expect. Borba's got quite a few, despite not playing too often, and again, Milanovic up there, but a 93% tackle completion ratio is insane from Rubio. What a player he is. Now, pass completion ratio, Lucas, 88%. We were not really going to count Julio Cesar Gonzalez because he only played 6 appearances and they were all substitute appearances. Next season we might see more of him, but not so much this year. But yeah, Lucas, 88%, Domingo, 87%, Kondogbia and Serraro, both on 84%. Really, really good. I mean, that is what you need. When you've got a midfield that operates in the way mine do, quite compact, quite tight, quite together, you really need this sort of thing from them. So to see that happen on the pitch and then to see it in the numbers as well is fantastic. So who featured the most, you might be wondering? Well, Robert, 41 starts, 2 substitute appearances. Obviously, we played in Europe as well. Kondogbia, 40 starts, never came on as a sub, but was always in the starting 11 if available. Neri played 36 times and did okay. I'm going to do a little comparison now between Neri and Teti, because a lot goes on in the comment section of who's better, who should play, should we drop both of them and get someone else in? Well, here's the graphs. You can see here that Teti is slightly more well-rounded, and Neri's slightly better in his distribution, in his aerial ability, and shot stopping. But when you compare the two in terms of attributes, again, it's quite even. One's physically better, one's technically better. Mentally, they're not too different, you know? So it's difficult. But moving down again, statistics for the season. So Neri played 36 times, conceded 50 goals, whereas Teti played 11 times and only conceded 7 times. And the clean sheets from Teti this year is what really stood out for me. Like, Neri didn't have that many. He had 7 clean sheets in 29 league appearances. And then we're going to go over to the other side and check out Teti's, and it's far more impressive. Now, I'm not entirely sure who the teams he played against were, but you'll see here just in a moment as I bring up his name on this right hand side, you can see that he kept 6 clean sheets, conceding only 6 times in the league. So maybe he is the answer to next season. We'll have to have a think about it. We'll have to have a look, see if anyone else can come in as well, assess all the options, and carry on into next season. So let's have a look at some of the awards that were won in Serie A this season. And as you know, I was lucky enough to win the Garnier Body Summer Body. I think that was given for my look, actually. I'm not sure it was to do with the managers. It was just to do with my godlike physique. But no, Serie A, there were plenty of award winners. As you can see, we won the league. Juve, Roma, Napoli all qualified for the Champions League also. Bologna went down, Frosinone came 19th, and Verona 18th. You can see from the charts, Higuain, top goal scorer, Monier, 23 goals, and the average ratings. Gonzalo Martinez on top of it, with Robert not too far behind either. And the assists, Martinez and Robert cleaning up for me this year. So you've got to be pleased with everything you've seen on the screen right there, folks. Now let's get to the award winners then, and we'll work our way down. So Goalkeeper of the Year wasn't won by us. We didn't have anyone in contention. We very rarely do. Buffon, the last time any Parma players won, as you can see, he dominates that list overall for Juventus also. Defender of the Year, we didn't have anyone in this one either, which I'm very surprised about. I thought Milanovic and Rubio both had a chance at it. Midfielder of the Year, Gonzalo Martinez. Didn't play so much this year, was out with injury, but still managed to get himself the top spot. I was a bit surprised Robert didn't get it, but you know, these things happen. And again, top 3 places, not a Seri or a Monier in sight. I can't believe it. Okay, so the Best Foreign Player of the Year award, finally he gets something. Robert is in there, as I say, 34 league appearances, 11 goals, 17 assists with a 7.62 average rating. The first Parma player to win it in the history of the award, so you've got to be pleased with it. Italian Player of the Year was Berardi. Seri should have won it, but he obviously didn't play quite enough to get himself the award. Now moving on, Best Club of the Year, you might think, no, Udinese get it, fantastic, well done to them. Fair play, an award we've been winning throughout, not even in the top 3 this year. So if you win the league, you can't win I was going to say you can't win the fair play, then I noticed that Inter won it last year as they won the league, so fair play. There's an award for the fair player of the year. Striker Belotti didn't get a yellow or a red, and that constitutes winning an award apparently. Just not tackling. I'm not tackling, but I'm going to win an award because of it. I don't think that's necessarily fair. Goal of the year, Robert came second. We'll remember the bicycle kick. In fact, Ben, put the bicycle kick in now. Let's relive that moment. So it was against Atalanta. Take a look at it. Aurier plays it into him, and the bicycle kick. That was quite speedy. I feel like we should look at that in as slow motion as we can possibly look at it. Let's just rewind this to start again. So it's thrown in. Seri nods it down. Aurier, ball in, and Robert, look at that. No wonder it should have won it. but second place will do him, I'm sure. So, Manager of the Year, this was voted for by, I don't know, whoever runs Serie A, I guess. How you doing? This wasn't for this. Luckily, I got a toffee crisp mug as a congratulatory well done. So, double award winner. Maybe put this on a poster? Ching! Yeah, and then obviously Manager of the Year, which is a great award. And finally, I've won it. And again, as you saw from the intro, I'm delighted to pick this up. This will be on pride of place on my desk. Lovely old job. Player of the Year. Didn't get that, so we'll move on. Quickest goal of the season. This isn't an award. This should not be an award, but we didn't win it. Right, Team of the Year, and you can see we stack it. Monier, Robert, Kondogbia, Milanovic and Rubio. Fantastic performances all round. Pleased to have 5 Parma players in the starting 11. Should have been the whole team. In fact, they should change this formation to our formation, just so we could have fit in. Top goal scorer award, as I mentioned, Monier getting in there, second only to Higuain. And finally, Young Player of the Year, we just missed out. Kingsley Coman gets it for Juve, but Rubio very close behind, 24 years of age, had a fantastic year for me. And now let's look at some of the individual and the team stats before we wrap up today's episode. Hopefully you don't mind this sort of episode. I think it's nice to get a bit of context. I think sometimes with my saves especially, we can get a little bit lost in the story. And I think context makes future episodes that a bit more exciting because you can think, are they doing better or worse than last year, etc. So I think this is worth it. Anyway, let's look at some stats for some players that go a little bit under the radar. So, look at the key passes. Robert first, 102. Fantastic performance from him this year. I mentioned he comes up in a few of these. Key tackles, Milanovic, 38. Numbers there. Usually it's words. Today it was numbers. 38 key tackles, more than any other player in the league. And that takes me straight to key aerial challenges. Not so good, but that man there, you might be seeing a little bit more of him in the future. He scored the winner against Juve. Next episode, we will go through that final dramatic day and see just how they did it, because I think that's interesting. And you can see Milanovic not too far down, and Rubio. Now, this interception stat is absolutely fantastic. Again, he's up there. Milanovic also high up there. Not many teams up there that were in the title fight, but you can see just how important Milanovic is. Again, that will be coming up with a nickname if we side him. Topping it again for Spall, however you want to say it. You can see, by the way, just how good Lucas's pass completion was. Bradley, Vidal, Benassi, the only players beating him. Actually, in actual fact, Benassi and Lucas had the same 88%. That is how important Lucas has been. And we haven't got really any other players in sight of that. Kondogbia is the next one down, but it's quite a way down, so you can see just how important Lucas is to this team. It was really important that we brought him in, I feel. Dribbles per game, you can see Robert, Martinez and Monier all in the top 20 or 23 or 23, top 23. That's a well-known figure of chart. And then finally, shots on target, Monier 56%, Robert with 52%. Seri, are you figuring? No, that's a shame. So, folks, they're the stats, and that pretty much wraps up today's episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. You'll be seeing a lot more of Parma next season as we battle for that Champions League spot. The title has been won, but the job is not done. So, join me next time. If you enjoyed today's episode, hold it right there. 60 episodes. You think I probably have learnt it by now. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like if you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. And how could I not mention the support on yesterday's video? Thank you, honestly, from in here to out there. Thank you so much for the support on it. I've never had a video do as well as it did. If you left a like on it, thank you so much. It shows the potential within this channel and the community, and it is a very humbling experience to see that happen. So, again, much love to you all. I'm pleased you're enjoying the videos. Tomorrow, a football chat with Ben and a Parma Drama transfer special. I'll make sure it's a good one. So, with love, with care, from me, Dr. Benji, stay humble, stay handsome, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.